satanic simulation. Target individuals now are the whole population of the world, which is something that I tried to tell you guys back in 2017 when I first making my videos. There were a selected group of people that were picked out by the deep state, not just by the normal leaders that you see in your world that are the figureheads of the different countries, but the deep state that actually run the global leaders. So the deep state, of course, are the fallen angels, those that are, of course, linked in only under Satan. That's their master, and because this is Satan's world, and he has a short time to actually reign and rule in the world. A short time to us, it seems like, oh, that's 15, 20 years. No, Satan time to God, the Most High God, it doesn't. It's not like it is to us. So a short time to God is could be thousands and thousands of years. Anyway, Satan, this is his world, right? Temporarily ruling. Target individuals, you and I have been scoped out because of certain attributes that we had spiritually, mentally, that they already knew about before we were even born. I think there's, and I know that there's some sort of signature that every individual on this earth possesses that's known by Satan's kingdom even before they're born. So we were actually targeted before we were even born and came into this world because of certain things that we would do, certain ways we would think about the world, and maybe, oh, this world doesn't seem right. Just like that movie, The Matrix. It all goes back to that in a way. So we would actually just recognize that the stimuli, the interactions between the people, the way that the nations work, just everything is not right. So they already peeped out targeted individuals before we were born. So we come into the world and we wonder why everything is so hard for us, why it seems like we're on the outside looking in, why it seems like there's some stamp or some mark on us, and everyone is privy to try to torment us, to make sure that we don't have opportunities that others people have. Do we go through just these circumstances and these experiences that are otherworldly and they don't make sense, and then you spend most of your time trying to explain to someone that does not have, that was not chosen, that chosen to have these experiences. You try to spend all your time trying to get them to relate to your pain and to understand where you're coming from. But here's the thing: if a person does not have your experience, they cannot understand your pain. If a person does not have your experience, they cannot understand your pain, or even the good things that you have, or even your joy. You can spend all your time trying to explain these things to people, but they won't understand unless they have your experience. So the reason why this video is entitled "That You Live in a Satanic Simulation" is because of this. Now, in order for a satanic simulation to have precedence or have power, there has to be a population of people that are unaware. There has to be people that are quote unquote sleep, that don't sense what's going on, right, around them. Now, as a targeted individual, we have gone through, if you look at a lot of the stories on YouTube, targeted individuals say there's people that can read their thoughts. Target individual says that when they go to a certain location, they see the same people everywhere around them. Or there is people that are acknowledging their presence by the use of maybe looking at them more intently, maybe getting on their phones when they come around, maybe direct conversation where they're talking about situations that are currently happening in your life, or that have happened in your life before. Whenever you go somewhere, right? Or you meet a person and you start to gain a relationship with them, and you start to really come get close, and then all of a sudden this person, after a month or two, or even maybe even a couple of weeks, they completely change to where they're completely different than the person that you met, and you're wondering what's wrong with me, or what's wrong, what did I do wrong, why did they completely change, why is this person that was so loving and just so caring, and it seems like I could have made a future with this person, why did they become a narcissist? Why does it seem like I can't trust this person anymore? It's because of your stamp that's been placed on you. You are a targeted. We call it targeted individual. I seem to like to call this thing we go through as people that were picked out because of something God put in us, to be able to be aware that things are not right. So When you have a population that does not understand that they are in a simulate, or that thing, the reality that they're in is not actually the true reality, then you can create a satanic simulation. Now, let's just, hey, how you doing, Spirit of Everlasting Endurance? Blessings to you. This is a very interesting show. Like, share, subscribe. Please push the thumbs up even now when you guys come into the live. You're gonna get a lot of information from this, based off of my own experiences. As you know, in the world, they're trying to push AI on us. AI is supposed to be like the new, uh, you know, like in the 19th century, 20th century, where we had the advent of electricity, and the time of the Industrial Revolution, where it just revolutionized the whole world, how we think about business, how we do business, how we're able to communicate and connect with one another, the railroads and the computers, and of course electricity, and all of these different highways of social, the construct of social that would connect us socially, right? That's the 20th century, 19th century. Now, at the advent of the 21st century, right, they were moving into the internet, and how we were able to really connect with one another by communicating online. We can text one another. We can actually video call each other. You can be one place, another person can be way across the world. You can see the person, and you guys can communicate that way, right? And then what they did was uh, a computer framework network that was going to be able to, it's called Demon Link, or what I think it was called, something Wave, D Wave, where the computers are so advanced, and they have so much ability to, they have so much memory in their processes, where they can collect a whole bunch of information on everyone across the world just simultaneously, right? So it can just happen it's like a blink of an eye. They have all this information that they've collected on everyone. So they created all the devices that we use, the phones, the cell phones. They created, of course, the computers are more advanced. They have devices that you put on your body that can be able to detect your heart rate, your blood pressure. Of course, if you're a diabetic, if you have low sugar, if you need to have assistance or help, it would beep or blink. When you're exercising, of course, all these different devices that we kind of just thought were advancements for humanity, and so it would make our life better. And that's how they get in. They promote these devices, and they that with the goal of making your life better. And so then we fall into this whole trick, and we buy these devices, not knowing that the bigger picture is to basically control you, to be able to have all the information on you in order to control you. Right now, they're moving to the AI, where they can. The AI is supposed to be able. This new AI is supposed to be able to dissect your DNA, everybody's individual DNA. So if there's a problem that you have in your body, they can detect it, and then the AI will basically dissect your DNA and be able to make medicines that are geared just for your specific DNA. Now, what person would not want to indulge in that type of advancement as far as in their bodies? And oh, they have a certain disease. Now, everybody that has a disease, just because you have a disease in your body that may be labeled as, I'm not going to label any, just they label it as something, and that next person also has the same disease, that medicine that they have designed for that specific problem may not affect that one person's body in the same way that it affects the other person's body that has the exact same problem. So they're trying to design medicine based off of your biochemical makeup that is connected to this AI, artificial intelligence database or framework that is going to be able to specifically help you. What a marketing. That's a marketing gimmick from another realm. Who wouldn't want that? And they know that. So because they know that you are going to be more willing to be accepting to AI and all of the new advancements that are coming. But here it is. Here is why I tie my targeted individual experience into this, that will show you that everything that you see is a simulation. Everything that you see going on around you at this moment in time with AI is nothing but a simulation generated by those that are not of us. That's why you have everything is connected. Everything. What's his name? Kendrick Lamar. Game over at the end of his video. They're not like us. They're not saying that the people that put us in oppression are not like us. They're saying that his people, Kendrick Lamar included, he is part of a group of people that are not like us. A lot of them are not even human. I've been telling you that forever on this channel. The channel that they will not allow to be pushed out there into your algorithm. I've been saying the same stuff since 2017. And I'm not tooting myself because I'm nothing without the Most High God. But the same messages they're putting out there in the algorithms, in YouTube, all across social media, all across on the television, they're pushing these things to program you to know that there's something coming, something that is not like you is coming, and that they're the ones that are pushing it in control that you see on your television, all of the actors, all of the entertainment people, all of the leaders, they're not like you. They're not like me. They are possessed. They are Satan's conduits. They have taken the oath from Satan's kingdom to be those used for his kingdom in the last days in order to trick the people, in order to lead those into that place where they cannot repent and have salvation in Christ Yahushua Mashiach, the power, the glory of Israel. That is all they're doing. They're like those puppets. They're puppets to where they don't have the ability to make decisions anymore because they sold their souls. See, the people they used to be, listen, the people that these leaders used to be were those that were very ambitious. They wanted to make money. They wanted to have power. They wanted to influence their communities and the world. But then when they realized, when they got inside and realized this construct, the leaders of these constructs, who they were actually serving, they had to make a decision. Am I going to seek this power, or am I going and lose my soul because of the rituals they want me to do? Because of the opening myself up to these different spirits that they all find out they have to do once they get way up there. Because no one that's on that has the ability to influence the population of the world on television in a major way is not. They're not somebody that has not sacrificed their souls. They have sacrificed family members, friends. They have done deplorable things to their bodies, participated in SA rituals. They've participated in all kinds of disgusting, deplorable things that the Most High God says, if you only knew what these people were doing in secret. They actually had the chance to make the decision to either go for that power that they wanted or deny it and just live a normal life. Maybe they find God, maybe they don't, but they're living a normal life. They decided to seek that power that was going to give them everything they wanted in this world. Like Satan said, I'll take you up to the mountain. Brought Christ up to the mountain and says, I'll give you anything you want. Just bow down to me. Christ of course said, depart from me, Satan, for you shall serve the Lord your God, and only the Lord your God you shall serve, because he did not bow down to Satan for the kingdoms, even though Satan showed Christ all the kingdoms. These people have bowed down. So, anyways, not to dwell on that. These people did that. They rule your world. But what happened is this. See, a target individual can make the connections. Now, what happened to these people after that? They made that decision. Have you ever seen the movie Get Out? Jordan Peele? Oh, guy's falling back. And he's gone now, and his body is still in the kitchen with the woman that has the spoon doing the ritual. Remember his girlfriend's mom, and she's spinning and she's like sleep, and she's saying she's a witch, right? Doing all this satanic evil, and he's falling away, and he sees his body like he's looking at a TV screen, but in the reality, he's like, so now, what if I told you that's what's happening all around the world? There's people that have made these demonic connections because they wanted this power and they made these covenants with Satan. And they didn't know how far it was going to go, that they would lose themselves. But now you got nothing but dumbs. You got nothing but people in human flesh that look like us, but they're not us. They're not like us. So they have sold their souls. And you're seeing a person walk down the street. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? I'm a target individual that knows these things. Now I'm gonna go further. They know that you see them walking down the street. You're like, that's the same person I've always known since but that spirit inside them is not them. The soul is gone. Like that person can get out. They're watching themselves with no ability to change what's going on in their temple. They're like in torment. They're like in a hell. Now, because they made that decision, guess where that soul's going? When the time comes and the Most High God, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in the name of his son Yahushua and Mashiach, which y'all call Jesus Christ, when he decides to wrap this thing up and judge them, those souls that were doing that, like in the movie Get Out, they're going to the lake of fire because they gave themselves up. It's like they gave themselves up. This is also a form of astral projection. Those that do astral projection leave their bodies. They're hung on a silver cord where they leave their bodies, and the only thing that's attaching them to their physical bodies, to the physical realm, is the silver cord. That's a spiritual realm term. Go look it up. So now they're going around tormenting people in the spiritual realm outside of their bodies. That's why you see the movies. Once again, it's sweating and it's kind of hot in here. Once again, the movies tell you everything. You see people that are leaving their bodies and watching their bodies from above the hospital room or wherever they had the physical ailment, and now they're so damaged and hurt, like a video game where their power level is all completely down, and now they're above their bodies, looking above their bodies, they're floating away. Now they're telling you that on purpose to let you know there's people that can do that. Leave their bodies. Blessings to you, Elijah, Luke. Less blessings to you, Jacob Lopez. Right? So they tell you in advance that there's people that are leaving their physical bodies going into the spiritual realm. Now that happens every day with these witches and warlocks, demonic entities that are in these people that are tormenting target individuals. Because you don't know who you're meeting target individual. You don't know if that person is a witch or a warlock that's doing these rituals that has scoped you out, such as that has done their study on you, that has been assigned to you from Satan's kingdom through their handlers, that person that tells them to follow you, to watch you. Blessings to you, awaken to the eternal.com. You don't know who you're meeting. And so then you'll meet somebody that is purposely sent to you to lie to you, to manipulate you, to think that they like you, that they love you, that they want to make a life with you. And then all of a sudden, as time goes along, they show you their true colors, that they are nothing but a narcissist, somebody that completely changes who they are, because their assignment was to get you open, to get information from you, to see how you work, how you tick, how you think, what's your weaknesses, what's your strengths, so that they can corrupt you, destroy you, ultimately take you away from the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to take you away from being able to serve Christ. Now, I'm going to tell you some stuff right now that's going to blow your mind. Here's an experience I had. I'm not going to tell you when it happened, but what the wicked ones know, this is some powerful stuff. Now, your whole world is assimilation. Your whole world's a simulation. Of course, the Most High God, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is in control of everything. He allows these things to happen because he's trying right now, in this time that you see right now, God, the power of the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Bible, is seeing who is his. He is stamping individuals in the spiritual realm with his mark. So he's saying, okay, the time to kind of turn to me and to get rid of the sin and to walk in my ways and to seek me is now over. It's over now. I'm telling you now, it's over. Now what he's doing is you will be judged harshly and very quickly if you sin. You will be judged so quickly to where you can lose your job, your life, your relationships, things, everything go wrong in your life, if not for the mercy of the Most High God. And his mercy endureth forever. And who knows why he has mercy on certain people? Like I say all the time, who knows why the Most High God has had mercy on me? Because I know that I'm a filthy rag before the Most High God, and I have very many imperfections. But the reason I'm saying this is because I'm trying to let you know there's a shift, a time shift that has occurred in the spiritual realm. And if you are someone that's on the fence, if you're someone that's still trying to go and I don't know if I believe in God, I can do this, I can live this way. I know it's not right, but I know God forgives me because Christianity says that we are all saved by grace and you can live. No, if you're one of those people, you are in danger of hellfire and be taken out of this world very quickly. There will be no. I'm telling you right now that this is the life we live in now because we're so. Why? Because we're so close to the time of Christ's kingdom coming. As we get closer to Christ's kingdom, the wickedness that we are all accustomed to doing will now not be accepted. We are getting closer and closer, but it seems like we're getting further and further away because of all the evil and wickedness that we seem to see in this life, that we see in this life. It seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse, but that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this way. That's why I don't trip, because I know the end of the book. The wicked shall burn. The wicked, it says that as the wicked spring forth as the grass, it is that they shall be destroyed. So the wicked has sprung forth as the grass, and they're like all around in the world. Their population has increased 10 a million fold, where you don't know who is who. You don't know who is against you, who's for you. The wickedness, those that are working in deception, those the workers of iniquity that do the evil in secret. You don't know who these people are now. That is a byproduct and an evidence and a revelation of the wickedness springing forth as the grass. So because this happens, you know that there has to be a finality or an ending that's going to take place. And that taking place is happening now with everything you see, the fires, all the weird earthquakes in different places. There was an earthquake in I think it was in Greece. There was some weird earthquake that was, I forgot, if you guys tell me in the comment section, it was in another place. Just these weird earthquakes that are taking place. One of them was 7.6. That was off the coast. It was in an island. It was close to the land, but it was off the see, and it was in a weird place. And everybody that was on the news that talked about like the people at the time near the earthquake on land. They were like, we don't know. This has never happened here. We don't know where this is coming from. Everybody was freaking out, and I was just looking at my TV like, yeah, I'm not happy at all. Not at all about these things happening to people. The fires that are burning people's houses in Southern California, all the stuff that happened in North Carolina, with all of these different natural disasters that are not natural at all. Not natural. We'll talk about that later in a second, but not natural at all. But the Most High God is allowing it to happen. He knew that listen, I'm not happy at all about this. But the Most High God said that there will be a time where the enemy shall reign for an hour. And he also said, basically, he's gonna bring them all to Jehoshaphat, all our enemies. And he's gonna say, what did he say about the plowshare, the turning hooks? And this is paraphrasing. All the weapons you guys got, let's go. Use them all. Everything that you have that you think is strong enough and powerful enough to defeat me, bring it on. So look, he told you if you have discernment, he's telling you that he's allowing the enemy to get so strong to create all the weapons that they want by the help of the fallen state, the fallen angels. You know, he's allowing them to produce all the CERN, all of these other advanced weapons that can basically uh, change how men and women on this earth view reality, see reality. They have weapons that'll do all sorts of things. And I'm going to go into that in just 1 second. But he's saying, bring it on, because he's preparing them for their biggest fall. It's all been a setup. Christ has allowed these people to get the power so he can destroy them and show his glory, to show himself as being the ultimate, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Prince of Peace. I'm telling you, it don't matter how strong these people seem now or how strong they will get in the big picture. They are already judged. They are already in the lake of fire. They are already going to be there forever. The righteous shall reign. The righteous shall rule the land. The wicked ones that have this sort of power right now, and it's like there's nothing that's going to stop them. You feel that way, don't you? You're like, man, the fallen angels are now coming. You're like, at any moment we can see the big UFOs and the UAPs in the sky. And it says in the Bible, it says that the Gentiles look into heavens. They look into heavens basically for their understanding of things. They look into heavens to determine, like a GPS, to determine what direction they should go, how they should think about things. But he says that my people know what we believe. We believe in the Most High God, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the name of his son Yahushua HaMashiach, the one that has power to tell these demons. Back in the time of that one guy that had legions of spirits in him, he told all those demons inside that man that was ripping his body apart and that was tormenting himself, and all the people. He was so bad that they put him in chains, in fetters, and they said, "You can't come out and be amongst the population. You too crazy. You are crazy." And so Christ comes and shows up, and that man runs to him. And the power of Christ, though, you know how powerful those dang spirits are. Have you seen the craziest person that you ever seen in your life in this world? That it just looks like they're talking to themselves, they're picking at themselves, they look crazy, their hair looks crazy, all that. This man was a million times worse than that. He was so bad he had to be locked in chains. Like he could not be around anyone, right? So then he sees Christ, and he cries out to Christ for deliverance. Christ binds those spirits, casts them out to the pigs. They leave, and this man is completely sane and in his right mind. You have to know the power that you have, and I'm gonna tell you about the power you have. And if you believe me, you'll understand. These people are scared to death that you will understand the power that you have in Christ, because He is the ultimate power. They don't, and that's why you have the simulation. The simulation is this: they have the power not only to change what goes on in your body as far as your biochemical makeup. They can not only, you've heard people talk about how when they think a certain thing, then they listen to a certain song on the radio, and then they hear that same song that kind of like mirrors what they're thinking about, and they kind of get freaked out if you really are paying attention at that moment. If you're not so into your situation that you just kind of like let it go past you. If you were actually able to catch, like if you're thinking about something and you turn on the radio and that certain song comes on and it's mirroring everything that's going on in your mind. If you were able to be aware and conscious and of what's going on around you, you'd be like, whoa, why is it talking about what I'm thinking about in my mind? See, I'm the guy that does that, right? But a lot of people just listen to it. And what that does is when you listen to these things without just your subconscious, when you're driving and you're just chilling, and you're not thinking about nothing going on, and these different music words and these different vibes and vibrations are happening to the music. They're putting spells on you, and they're causing you to basically put the thought in your mind to act out what that music is telling you to do. Did you understand this? Be aware of what's going on in your life. This reality is not the reality you know. There is an enemy that's against you that only is against you. Let me say it again. There's an enemy that's against you that's only against you. You don't know the level of hate they have for you. You don't know that these people do not think like us. They're not like us. They do not have compassion or care or any desire for you and I to succeed or have peace or have any sort of relevance of being able to have success or peace or nothing. I'm going in on it. There's those that exist in this world. They're called the tares. Tares are tares for a reason. They've been torn. They got torn away from the original fabric. Like this. Look, I'm tearing it off. It's away from these. Tear it off. It's not like us. They're dead. You don't understand how evil can be. I think that's the problem. You still think evil that has a heart. There's evil that has a heart, and they won't go. They'll go far, but they won't go that far. There's evil that will go that far. Let me tell you about my experience, and let me close this video out. They have the power when you are in sin. This is from one of my experiences. You're driving down the road. They can make let's say they want to hurt you. They can make the rains come. They can control the weather. They can make the rains flash flood, and all of a sudden you can't see in the window of your car. So you're turning on your heater or your heat to heat the windows, and then you're turning on your windshield wipers. And so what happens then is you can't see, but now you can see a little better because you got your windshield wipers on and the heat that makes the rain, like, because when the rain gets on your window and it keeps coming, it fogs up your windows. And so what happens is when you turn that air conditioning or that device on your car that defrogs your window, you waste gas. So let's say you're driving far distance and they want to come against you. So they'll make it so you'll waste all of your gas because you turn on the apparatus in your car that will defog your windows. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Let's keep going. So then let's say now you go to a gas station. You go to a gas station and all of a sudden they have control of your car because you've been in sin. Don't you know that the fallen angels and demons, they can control all the devices that you operate in your life? All of your cars, all of your computers. They made the devices. They made the devices, Jacob Lopez, Spirit of Everlasting Endurance, Laura Parks. They made these devices. They got people that will stand by your car and put things underneath your car to track your car or to get in control of the computer system so that your car will not operate in the way that it needs to operate. So you can put gas in have you guys ever had a car where it seems like the gas is almost out and it's not operating correctly anymore because the gas is almost out? You know that you have to put gas in your car. So then imagine this, the mind of the enemy. Listen, you go to the gas station, you put gas in your car. And so you think, okay, I got enough gas now. my gauge says that it's enough gas. So you're driving, you get back on the freeway and you're driving, but your gauge never moves. You've been driving for about an hour now. Your gauge never moves up or down. It just stays the same. So guess what that means? You don't know how much gas you have. So you're driving on the freeway to where now you can stop at any moment. Your car could stop. Your mind's thinking that my car is not acting right. It seems like I don't have enough gas right now. But I know I just put in $40. So what am I gonna do here? So now your car starts to really trip out. Why? Because they got control of your car. Your sin will give the enemy control over your life and over even your possessions. So now your possessions will even be cursed. And if you sin in your possessions, let's say you're in your possession, in your house, in your car, and you sin in that place. Now they can even possess the place that you're at and take control of your house, take control of your car, take control of your computer. Laura Parks says Tesla cars lose control. How many people know God? Laura Parks. How many people know God? So if there's a Tesla car person that doesn't know about the spiritual realm and they just got back from fornicating or doing drugs or doing whatever wickedness they do, now they're at the behest of the demonic spirit that has control of the device. And now they've been given authority in the spiritual realm to have control over you. So let's just not get all, I'm not trying to do smile and stuff. Let's just keep going. So they control the devices that you use. If you sin, they will have the ability to control and completely control your devices. Now, see, let's say you're in sin and now you're driving down the road and you put that gas in and your gauge is never going up or down. You don't know, you felt like you put enough gas in the car, but it's acting like there's no gas in the car. So now you keep getting off on the freeway on different exits, not really getting far closer to your destination to put more gas in your car. Now at the gas station, you meet these people that have, like the Matrix movie, the spirit that just came into them. Because if you don't know Christ, the spirit can just get in these people at any time. Now they are operating under the frequency and under the mindsets and the desires and the agenda of the wicked ones, the deep state, Satan himself. So if they see you coming, they're like, oh, that guy or that woman just got done fornicating. They just did drugs. You know what? They've now opened themselves up like a portal into another realm. Am I telling you stuff? Now they are now at our behest. So this person that was at the gas station, that was just some person that is, he's just there or she's just there. A lot of these people that are the tares that you don't know in the world, they are just there waiting to be used as a conduit for a spirit. So if you come in with all these sins and everything, and you've done all these things to open yourselves up to be a portal to the world, guess what? You'll everywhere you go, there will be a demonic spirit in a person that can operate against you. Everywhere. That's why targeted individuals all a lot of the time, because you're chosen to do a certain. I'm not saying you're 144,000, no person that's like, that's a different thing. 144,000 in the Bible. But you're somebody that the Most High God allowed to wake up and to see things in a certain way. They don't understand our power yet, who we are, why we were chosen to do this, to see these things, the world, the way it really is, and to be able to voice through our mouths and our words, through our emotions in a way that can elicit certain responses from people. They don't understand most people in the world, why are like we are, but we are like this because of a reason. The reason is because the Most High Yah decided to do it. But anyways, so now you go to this gas station. Now this person is saying, okay, you say, I need some gas. So now check this out. You go and you have money in your account. You know how much you have in your account. You know you have money in your account. So then you try to get the gas to put in your car so you can get on back on that highway and get home. But guess what? Now the money in your account is not coming out and they're saying transaction declined. And you got maybe thousands of dollars in your account. Transaction declined. This transaction will not go through. Please contact your issuer. Contact your bank. You're saying, okay, I know this is weird because I got money in the bank. And let's say I haven't used money all throughout the day. So I know it's not like, oh, you've extended the amount of transactions that you can use on your card. No, this is happening because you have now transported and catapulted yourself into another realm within a realm. You're on the earth. But now everyone around you has that spirit of Satan that they have not been open up to. Because they why? Because they don't have a connection with Christ. Because now they can be used as a conduit for Satan. Now his kingdom, Satan's kingdom agenda can now flow through this person. They can operate, use these people as puppets to come against you and to do the most diabolical, evil, crazy things to you that they can even imagine, that you could even imagine. So now you're standing at the gas station trying to put the gas in, and it tells you, oh, well, you don't have any money for this transaction. You go inside and you tell the person inside, and they make up every damn excuse to try to tell you that it's not their fault and we don't understand what's going on. Here's another scenario. You go to the gas station, you'll try to put the gas nozzle in, you'll keep clicking it. You'll keep clicking it. And it goes from $0 to $1, and you just keep, and then it stops flowing completely, where it's just a steady flow. The click thing keeps on clicking. So now you're like, click, you push it down, and then all of a sudden it keeps clicking. So now no gas is going in. You gotta stand there forever just doing this, doing that. That's another thing they do. They have control over the devices that we use in this world because it's Satan's kingdom. He has the control. And if you're in sin and have opened yourself up to be a portal to Satan's kingdom, now they got the control over your whole environment and around the people that are come into your environment. Now imagine that you're driving down the road, you somehow get down the road. They can alter, I'm telling you more stuff. They can alter the weather to where it could be a flash flood out of nowhere where you can't see, right? Let's say you get past that. Now they got to do a psychological thing against you because the whole time they're looking at your face. Their whole time they're looking at your fear to see if you're afraid. They can detect. They can detect if you're afraid. If what they're doing to you, that these things that are happening around you, target individuals, they know that if these things that they're presenting into your life right at that moment are too much for you to handle. You're like, where's this rain coming from? Where's that? Why are all these weird people around me? Why is everything not work? Why? What happened to my bank account? What happened to the money that I knew I had in my bank account that I could use in this situation? Why is it not work? Why is my car acting sluggish now? Why is my emergency lights coming on? Why is all this? They have control over you. You have been catapulted to another realm. Target individual stuff. There's target. So now you're driving. Okay, no, lower part. I just roll with it now. Okay, here's the thing you should do. So now you got to keep praying. So you're praying and you're asking God to forgive you for whatever thing you've done, and or just if you did nothing and this is happening to you, like a lot of you, because a lot of you may not might not have been in deep sin, to where you're sinning and you're doing things like drugs or alcohol. You're just, or not alcohol, but yeah, alcohol too. If you're just abusing things and abusing your body, and maybe you've done something that's just wrong, that goes way outside of what the Most High God has said is right, right? Let's say now you're catapulted into this different realm, like I'm telling you, and because of your sin, and what you have to do, if these things are happening around you still, right? You pray to get the Most High God the whole time. The one that is here that you don't see, that knows everything that the enemy is doing at that very moment, is just waiting for you to come and cry out to him and ask him to steal the waters. He's asking you, he wants you to ask him for mercy because you can't handle this. He wants you to ask him to deliver you from this miry clay, this horrible pit, because you have power to tread down serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, so that no harm shall come against you. He wants, and in your heart, you have to believe it. The one that you don't see, the one that's even there, once all these evil, wicked things are happening to you, you have to keep him close to you. You have to ask him, invite him into your circumstance at that moment. You have to know that he's right there at that moment and that he's helping you. He is guiding you, even in the midst of the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that fire ain't going to destroy you. When the demonic spirits see your faith, they know what you're thinking. They know what you're thinking at that moment. They know the spiritual warfare you're engaging in right now. I bind every demonic spirit of witchcraft, sorcery, murder, death, destruction, hate, fear, violence, sickness, infirmity, every lying spirit, every demonic spirit of destruction and chaos, fear, hate. I bind every demonic spirit of chaos, of lust, adultery, fornication, addiction. And then you believe it in your heart. When you believe that the Most High God, I cast these evil spirits down to the abyss, far away from me, far away from all the people that I love, far away from us to the abyss. Go! In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, Jesus Christ's name, and I thank you, Father, for answering my prayer. The demonic spirits know what you're doing. They know. Now here's what happens. Here's what happens. You start to see the people that are speeding in front of you. They start speeding in front of you. You are in a simulation where most everyone around you is in that simulation, because when you are catapulted into that spiritual mind, that realm where everyone, when I say that, I mean that everyone around you has been tapped to know that you are someone of interest. You could be driving. When you get tapped into that spiritual realm and nothing seems to make sense to you, know you're in that spiritual realm now, that other realm, within a realm. You're in reality, but then there's a realm that's around you that is trying to destroy you. They have been tapped to say, okay, this person, that person right there, we can get them right now. They're too afraid. When you get afraid, when you allow fear to corrupt your life, you become a portal. If I'm talking good, you become a portal. When you become too afraid, they can they can corrupt your life. They can steer, they can increase your targeting. When you're too afraid of what's going on around you, when you have no anchor from the Most High God, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that you get your peace from, that all these things are happening and you still get your peace, knowing He says, "He who keeps his eyes on me shall stay in perfect peace." When you believe it, and when you believe it, they know if you believe it. There ain't no faking going on in the spiritual realm. When you believe it, the spirits, the demonic spirits, Satan's kingdom, the Most High God Himself know you're telling the truth. And so then the power of God just completely wipes out the power of the enemy. And they know it. So imagine if you start saying this: Holy Ghost fire to every demonic spirit of witchcraft, sorcery, murder, death, destruction, hate, fear, violence, in whatever spirit, in every temple, man, woman, and child, in every witch and warlock, and every demonic entity without a body that's ever been assigned to me or those that I love. I send Holy Ghost fire to you in Yahushua HaMashiach's name. Holy Ghost fire, 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 fire. Guess what? When you believe it, the same people that have been honking at you, driving close to you, trying to make you crash, the same trucks that are sitting like trying to kick up dust and rocks and rain that just fell from nowhere, flash floods out of nowhere, they're just coming against you. They'll start speeding off, like violently speeding off. And here's the thing, and not many of you will get this. You have to acknowledge that it's happening because of your prayers. You have to acknowledge, and when you acknowledge that it's happening because of your prayers, then you're actually acknowledging the one that has the power to help you. And then when you do that, that shows faith. He says that the just shall live by faith. Faith is a power source. Faith in itself is its own frequency. Faith in itself is a frequency that's so powerful that it will destroy all the works of the enemy. He says, I to deliver you from the snare of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence, from your strong enemy, from the violent man. You say, I believe your word. I thank you, Father, for answering my prayer. You have to, in your mind, in your heart, believe his word. Now, I don't. Everybody has a level of belief in him. But there's certain people that have a level of faith to where when they truly know that Christ is there with them and that he's in the midst of the fire, he's right there. It's like there's a fire that is that inside of them of faith and hope and knowing of Christ's power that becomes that manifests, and these demonic spirits cannot help but to get out of there because they know that the power that has the ultimate power to destroy everything that they do is right there with you. Blessings to you, precious jewel. Pre- These guys have the power. If your car has lights inside your car, like let's say on your dashboard, and let's say you're driving by a casino. Oh yeah, that's why the numbers went up, because I got people that know what I'm talking about in here. Let's say your dashboard has a color red. Your dashboard. I'm getting intricate here. Your dashboard has the color red. You drive by a casino. The casino lights were blue. Now they'll turn red. Let's say that the lights in the sky, they can change the lights. If it's nighttime, they can make the lights in the sky get brighter or lesser. Am I talking real? They can make, if you're in the daytime, make the sun shine brighter, to where the sun will shine so piercingly into your window windshield that you can't see, and you have to park on the side of the road, that you have to stop, because if you keep going, you will get in a car accident. They can mess with the sun. Do you know the enemy you dealing with? I'm gonna stop right there. There's more on my next video. Blessings to all of you. Please like, share, subscribe. If you have not subscribed to this channel, the Most High Yah is filling me with a lot of revelations from the past, and also He's telling me to tell y'all some things that have happened to me in the past. Hopefully to lead you to Him, because I love Him, and I want you to be saved, and I want to be saved. And I know how difficult this walk is. This journey is very difficult. And if we don't know the devices of the enemy, that you are most definitely a candidate to be swept over and destroyed by the devices of the enemy. You got to know, you have to read your word and consecrate your heart. Love the Most High God. Seek Him. He's your only power source is through Him. You also have to know. He says, "My people perish for the lack of knowledge." You have to know what the enemy's doing in these last days. Your reality is assimilation. They operate based off of your fear, based off of your non-connection with Christ. They're trying to tell you that they're trying to get biochemical weapons that can detect your biochemistry. They already have it. I've been attacked by their instruments of weaponry, frequency weapons already in my life, going to certain spots. And it always happened when I was in sin. But going to certain areas in certain locations and having rays that are pointing to me to where my heartbeat would start to go just crazy, and I'm just feeling like I'm just feeling so weird, and like my body's about to just fail on me. And then I keep praying, I pray, and then all of a sudden the Most High God, through His mercy, His love, would help me out of that situation. So many times, being someone that's been stalked by multiple, like seeming like millions of people at one time, to where no one around me was actually an authentic human being, doing things that made no sense around me, saying things, throwing signs, using weapons, following me. Now, since we're in the last days, changing the actual weather, changing the sun and the light of the sun, maybe even just doing the most things to make you so afraid, to where now when that fear bursts out in you, when they know that their targeting is getting to you to a place where you're so afraid and you can't take it anymore, they can possess you. They want to possess you. The end days are about possession. It's about body snatching. It's about Get Out, the movie. Falling away. But guess what? Your body's still walking in the earth, and your people don't know who you are no more because you're acting so different. Because guess what? You're not the same person no more. People think they're clones. A lot of people, they do have clone technology, splicing technology, fallen angel stuff. They splice humans with animals, and they made these like Frankenstein kind of science and all this stuff, biochemistry, and all this. But I'm talking about the spiritual realm. They can actually take you out of your body in the spiritual realm. They show you through things like in the movies and also astral projection and all this stuff. But they do things where they can completely erase the person that was in that temple before. Now make it so you're possessed, to where that person's walking down the street, but it's not the same person. That person's dead. That person in the spiritual realm is dead. Their temples, their bodies are being used by demonic spirits now, taking over the wheat and the tares. They look like you, but they're not you. Blessings to you. Like, share, subscribe. If you would like to donate to this channel, also you can donate to the channel. You know you can do that. You can go to Cash App, $Judah J Talks 144. That is Cash App, $Judah J Talks 144. Anyways, blessings to you. Until the next time, shalom.